grow your business? We help you grow your business. Today, we are excited to invite you to the Connectional America exclusive business networking event, powered by the fast-growing, popular podcast, the American Business Podcast for the Next Generation ABP. This exclusive business networking event is an online event. You can connect online anywhere in the world. Join us. Meet with business professionals, executives, and leaders. Introduce yourself, your company, your products, and your services to other businesses. Make meaningful business connections, expand your professional network, and grow your business. This exclusive business networking event will be moderated by the founder and host of the American Business Podcast, Kevin Devecioglu. Limited seating. Register today. Visit www.americanpodcast.tv to register today. Registration link is listed in description as well. Attendee contact list will be shared. We help you grow your business. Hope to see you there. Register today.
This is the American Business Podcast for the Next Generation, ABP, with Kevin Devecioglu. ABP is a popular business podcast with thousands of subscribers on YouTube. The American Business Podcast community is growing fast. Thank you for your support. Subscribe ABP's YouTube channel today. The American Business Podcast is coming to you from the center of the global business world, New York City, with new educational business content is coming to you every week. Visit the official website for more information and corporate sponsorship opportunities at www.americanpodcast.tv today. Now, the American Business Podcast ABP's new episode is starting.
Hello, welcome to the American Business Podcast, ABP. This is Kevin Devecioglu, your host. Thank you very much for your support on YouTube. We just passed 9,000 YouTube subscribers on YouTube. Thank you very much for your support. If you haven't done so, please go to our YouTube channel and subscribe. We'll appreciate your support. If you have any ideas for our podcast episodes, if you'd like to be a guest, please send us an email, americanbusinesspodcast@gmail.com. We keep an open mind. We love to hear from you. And if you like to see what is coming on our podcast, our schedule, you can visit our website, americanpodcast.tv. In addition to having great informative and educational discussions at the American Business Podcast, we are also starting the Connectional America Business Networking organization. And our first event, which is an online business networking activity, is scheduled on May 23rd at 10 a.m. Please register. Please join us. You can meet with other American Business Podcast followers. That's an online event, so no matter where you are, you can connect with the internet connection. You can introduce yourself, your business, your products and services, and you can interact and meet with other business professionals. That's an exciting event that we are putting it together in our American Business Podcast ecosystem, our business community. I hope you can join us. Great, let's get started. We have great guests today from the education world, and I like to make introductions. We have a lot to discuss with about the next generation, about the education system, and where we are in general. Beth, let's welcome our guest.
Hi, Kevin.
Hello,
Hi, Kevin.
Hello, Michelle. Hello, Alison. Yeah, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
Thank you for being with us.
Congratulations on your subscribers. That's a big accomplishment.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your support. Yes, we are definitely fired up. We are motivated, 1,000%. So that really keeps us going. Thank you very much for your good wishes. So how is your week going so far?
Great. It's Friday. It's raining here, but other than that, it's great.
Yes, happy Friday. Happy Friday.
Yes,
Mother's Day weekend. So
yes, that's exciting. Yes. And I was also today, this is our second podcast episode today. I was talking to our previous guest as well. Also on Mother's Day is also my birthday. So it's going to be double celebrations. Yes, thank you very much.
Very nice.
So it'll be a fun weekend, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Well, I'm excited to have you both. Thank you very much for being with us in your busy schedule. We love educators. Thank you for your support. You are educating, you are supporting our next generation professionals and leaders. Thank you so much for your support, first of all. And thank you so much for your service.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. So as a start, let's start with the introductions. Would you please introduce yourself to our audience and to our listeners?
Sure. Michelle, you want to go first?
Michelle, yeah. Okay.
Sure,
That's good.
So I'm Michelle Leonardo. I'm a work-based learning coordinator. Sometimes we refer to ourselves as work experience coordinators with Nassau BOCES. I've been doing work-based learning for about 5 to 7 years. Prior to that, I worked in human resources. So there were a lot of really good parallels between my past life in HR and now
Mhm.
working on the student side of workforce development. And I am second vice president with New York State CREA, which is our Career Readiness Educators Association in New York State. So we encourage anybody who's dedicated to this topic to join, be a member, come to our meetings. And that's a little bit about me.
Thank you very much. And again, thank you very much for your service. Very important. We love Nassau bosses. Also, my company also works with Nassau bosses in different formats. So
Yes.
happy to have you
Yes.
in the
Thank you.
podcast. Thank you very much. How about you, Allison? Would you
Hi,
like to
I'm
introduce yourself?
sure. I'm Allison Matthews. I am also part of New York State CREA. I'm the first vice president. I'm currently coordinator at Harbor Fields High School. I coordinate all programs that have to do with business education, CTE, and work-based learning. And I've been doing that for over 20 years. I started as a business teacher, and my role started kind of evolved into a coordinator of all things CTE, business, work-based learning, and as Michelle said, just the parallels between your podcast and what we do. We're just so excited to be here to speak to you about all of those things.
Yes, I appreciate it. Thank you very much for your service and thank you for being with us. I'm also very excited to have you both. Well, so what you do is actually very important. You actually change the life of actually the next generation, which is critical. How did you start your career? Michelle, you would like to go first?
Sure. So like I said, I worked in human resources for about 8 years. And I kind of got to the point in my career where I wasn't sure if I really liked where the next steps were taking me. So my sister is actually a business teacher, and that was what inspired me to look into it and to pursue it because I didn't even realize it was something that I could do and that I had the right background for to go into education. So I definitely encourage any, industry professionals out there, if it's something that you're thinking about, it might be easier to switch than you actually think. So don't be discouraged by that. So I pursued business education, and from there too, I was a work-based learning coordinator. And I've just kind of evolved throughout work-based learning. It's something that I'm really passionate about, and I really love being a part of our professional organization with New York State as well.
How about you, Alison? How did you decide to choose your current career?
Well, during high school, I loved business education and business classes. And when I was younger, I thought maybe I wanted to be a teacher. But once I got to high school, I was like, I would never be a teacher. And I thought I was going into business. And then when I got to college, I majored in business, but then I kind of felt a calling to teach. And I was already in my second or third year of college, and I realized how much I loved business. And it was just a coincidence where the college that I attended was the only college. I went to school in Delaware. It was the only college in the state of Delaware, Delaware State University, that actually had business education as a major. So I was able to switch my major. And like Michelle mentioned, a past career before business, many teachers I work with, they did something before that. I actually started teaching right away. So I've been teaching business for a long time. And then as time went on, I started exploring other parts of CTE. I got my administrative degree, but realized I didn't want to be an administrator. So I said, what can I actually do? How can I take on a leadership role? So I do coordinating at my school, and I work with professional organizations to advance the development of business in CTE.
Yes, that's really exciting. And can you tell us about your work a little bit? What are the challenging parts and exciting parts that you experience on daily basis in your career?
So one of the things that I love about CTE is like the flexibility of it and just all of the different options that are out there for students, because like I look at my experience as a high school student and like I didn't really identify with much in school. I really kind of just like found myself through working and then almost worked backwards, to like figure out the things that I liked. So, I look at CTE and how it's like growing as a model. And I think it's just such an amazing thing for students to be able to have access to. And I think that, the more people that are going into the field and being a part of it, then the more we can help support it to grow. So, while that's the positives of it, I would say, one of the bigger challenges is sometimes, having industry offer opportunities to students, because sometimes we face barriers with like age or the types of responsibilities or where their work experience level is at. So, we're trying to give all students an opportunity, and sometimes those barriers can be challenges for us.
How about you, Alison?
Okay, everything
Yeah.
Michelle said. um,
Okay.
I can add.
See, that was easy.
I what I love about business is just the teaching students about the real world, financial literacy, things like that. What I love about CTE overall, similar to what Michelle said, is that hands-on aspect where students can learn by doing. They can learn about careers before they actually go ahead and experience them. And it just warms my heart. Sometimes students come back from college or they email and they say, I'm way ahead of my peers at college. I have a resume, they didn't have one. I have students that have done medical internships and they're familiar with the hospital, whereas did that in high school, where there are students in college that had never gone in the hospital or done hours, and they're doing them for the first time together. So just getting students on the right track and letting them save time and to save their parents money. I had a student who, did a job shadow at a hospital, and she saw something that she thought was scary, and she said, "My whole life I thought I wanted to be an emergency room nurse, but now I know I don't want to do that anymore. I want to work in dermatology, and I want to work at a doctor's office, not in a hospital." So look at all the time and money that she saved
Mhm.
family and herself just figuring it out. Similar to what Michelle said, the challenges, just sometimes the misconceptions about what we do. Sometimes people, will say, "Well, what do you actually do? What does a work-based learning coordinator do? What is CTE?" Just going through the acronym CTE, WBL, things like that with them, and just explaining what we do, and then just like Michelle said, connecting with the industry. It's hard sometimes to get students jobs and internships because people don't want students there that are under 18, and everyone's complaining, no one's staying on Long Island, all the students are leaving. But if we catch them while they're young, if we get them as sophomores and juniors and let them go to an accounting firm or a hospital or something like that, they may go away to college, but they may come back to Long Island because they might say, well, I might still have my position at that hospital, or I made some connections, or I did some networking. So I would say overall, just connections with the industry and just misconceptions are some of the challenges that we face.
Yes, actually, having said that, how should companies and corporations interact with the next generation, as well as through your program, for example, your efforts? So what is the best way to collaborate between the schools, the education system, as well as organizations?
I think sometimes organizations think that the only way they can connect with students is through like a structured internship. And sometimes that like scares employers, whether it's like for monetary reasons or just like time and investment. But it doesn't have to be that. There's so much more you can do in terms of like the exposure for students. That can be just mentoring. It can be helping with the project. It can be coming in as like a judge for something. It can be just having a student come in like a job shadow day. And I think that if there were closer partnerships between like the educator side and like what we know we can bring into the classroom, and then whatever that is that the employer is willing to give, we'd be able, I think, to come up with a lot of more openings for what those partnerships look like. It just doesn't always have to be an internship.
Yes, there are different ways to interact. Absolutely, absolutely. How about you, Alison? What do you think? The
Um, yeah, similar to what Michelle said, just getting to know the students when they're young. You can actually start with a company can come to an elementary school and talk to first graders about financial literacy. A bank could do that. Just getting the kids while they're young and meeting them, and start high school internships. It doesn't have to be a formal internship. It could be a mentoring program. It could be coming in as a guest speaker. A lot of schools have career expos. Just reaching out to the school. A lot of schools have an industry advisory board or some type of career readiness network where people from the community come in, teach your students, join, see what's in your town. Contact the local school district and say, do you have an industry advisory board, a career readiness network, or something like that that I could be part of? And like Michelle said, it doesn't have to be a big commitment. It could be a one-time judge for something. It could be a job shadow day. It could just be popping in if you can't come through maybe Zoom as a guest speaker. So there's a lot of different opportunities, and they do not have to wait until college. I feel like a lot of employers, I speak to employers all the time, and I say, "Do you have any internships for high school students?" And they say, "No, our internships are only for college students." And I say to myself, "Why? Why? It's you don't. If you're worried about confidentiality, you can give them a project. They don't have to be in the company database or touching files or anything like that." So just overall, just the connections and starting while the kids are younger.
Yeah, to support your point, yeah, absolutely. I mean, so thanks to bosses actually. So the bosses helps a lot. So thanks to bosses, our company, for example, first time we started with the high school students with the internship, that was great. I mean, and also to support your point, and just the part of my experience that I saw in our company by having high school students as interns, for example, you also learn from the next generation. It's not only
Yes.
us just teaching, and it's not one way. So the next generation coming in, they have ideas, they have great ideas, they have insights, and it's also a good opportunity for us as businesses to learn from them. That's what I learned during that internship. So and you're right, Alison. I think that is that general conception of just starting these activities college forward, but starting with high school just makes sense in terms of meeting with potential future employees, also interacting with the next generation. And I also see it as a service to the community. I mean, eventually, just where you are, you can actually support the next generation with your organization, and that's also a good opportunity for that as well. So absolutely, I think that's very important. Um, so for organizations to interact with you or get in touch with you, what is the best way to communicate or contact you um, to start this type of interactions?
In
Um,
terms, oh, sorry, go ahead, Allison.
Well, they can always reach out to our organization, a professional organization, NYS CREA.
Hmm.
Contact information is on the website. You can also reach out to your local high school if you ever want to reach out to Michelle and I directly. Like I said, she's at Nassau Boasties. I'm at Harbor Fields. You can go to the school website and look for an email or contact information. And we'd be happy to work with you.
It is a very small world of coordinators and people that do
Hmm.
this within schools. So we're very well connected. And if somebody does need support, we can definitely help somebody with that for sure.
Yes, absolutely. We did that definitely. I just want to put the word out, and that's great. Um, Well, so our podcast right now we are in the 10th week. We started on February 28th. So some days you never forget. This is one of those days that I always remember. February 28th is the first podcast that we streamed. So um, well, since then we've been talking about different subjects with business owners, professionals, as well as educators. One of the popular subjects that we have been seeing that we say the statistics from YouTube in terms of the views is AI. So we all use AI in some form. We hear about it, we learn about it, we use it in some form. I like to learn about your viewpoint. What is your take on AI? How you are seeing it right now? What do you think about future-wise? How it's going to change our lives and the education system? Perhaps I'd love to hear your insights if possible.
Well,
Um,
I can start with that. The
all right.
CREA, we're actually having our conference in November, and it's going to be on Long Island for the first time. And one of our main topics is going to be AI and how AI impacts CTE and work-based learning. We know that it's not going away, and we have to work within the parameters of AI. So we feel like AI is going to take away maybe some routine or mundane tasks, but it doesn't take away human connection. It doesn't take away the need for education. It doesn't take away the need for that connection from industry to schools. It's just going to make it look a little bit different. And there's going to be so many new careers in AI that students don't even know about yet, that don't even exist. So CREA, we're here to lead the charge in making those connections between business and industry to inform our students about AI and how they can use it properly and how it's going to look in the future of the workforce.
Yeah, and I only see it really as a positive because,
Mhm.
like Allison said, okay, it takes away some time in certain tasks, but then it opens up time for more in-depth tasks. And, I think that it's really more of teaching students how to leverage it, how to use it. And if CTE, we talk so much about how CTE reinforces that hands-on work, the critical thinking, learning how to use AI, it's the same theme where you're just trying to figure out how to apply it and use it to, your needs and whatever your path is. So I only see it as a positive.
Yes, just to support both of your points. So as per like, I get different feedback from different guests. So far, but the truth is, just like you mentioned earlier, the human touch, the human connection, it's not gonna go away. That's for sure. So in that sense, it looks like it's gonna make certain things easy for us, and it's gonna stay as a tool. And also, I love also what you also said in terms of it's also bringing new career opportunities. So that's also very very exciting. And yeah, just like you said, it's here to stay. That's for sure. I mean, as you know, my our company we are a the business software company, so technology is what we do, and we are always like all over AI, like what it's going to be and how it's going to be, and we develop solutions accordingly, so we stay on top of it, and that's how it is. I mean, it's a long way to go. This is just the beginning. It's just
True.
the beginning,
That's
and
true.
humans not going to go away. Another discussion that we always have in technology communities is basically robots, right? So the AI nowadays we use with the ChatGPT or Gemini, like a software level. So in terms of actions, robots are coming in already here, and it's going to be more advanced. But then robots also, they need help. Someone needs to maintain the robots, right? So robots also need care. So a lot of teaching and training. So definitely it's going to take away mundane tasks. That's for sure, to make things easier for humans. So yeah, I love your viewpoints, and I'm glad there is already a structure in the system to support these. It's very exciting. Okay, well, in your career journey, have you had any role models? Do you have any role models that you can share with our audience?
I'll go first. Allison's definitely one of them.
Oh, thank you.
Because she's been such a supportive pillar for me and like my career journey and the things I'm trying to do, and we work so well together, so it's nice to have a bond with somebody that you can really like do things to completion with and just kind of like tackle on the next challenge. And I would say my other role model, workplace mentor, her name is Pat Van Hazel, and she was a work experience coordinator of Walden Schools. She was retiring kind of as I had just started. And, her lessons to me are just always in the back of my head, positivity, gratitude, be strong. And those are definitely things that I think about all the time. And I certainly wouldn't be where I am now without either of them.
How about you, Allison? Any role
For
models you
me,
can
I
share?
will say it started with my high school business teachers, Miss Myatt, Mrs. Stein. I still am in touch with Miss Stein, so I'm happy to. She's proud of me that I
This is
followed
a
in
good one too.
that I followed in her footsteps. My adult life, Mary Pat Grafstein. She is the retired work-based learning coordinator for Smithtown Schools. And Mary Pat taught me a lot of things. She actually roped me into Korea. I didn't know much about it, and I thought I was applying to be the secretary or co-secretary. And I got to the meeting, and then Mary Pat and the other members said, "Oh, congratulations!" And I said, I'm being secretary." And they said, "No, you're co-zone leader." And I'm like, "What? What is that?" And but it's been a great ride ever since then. So she taught me everything, saw leadership in me, and it just encouraged me to move forward with it. So she's definitely a mentor.
Those are good
Yeah,
ones.
that's great. Let's talk about also some lessons learned in your career journey. So as professionals, we keep learning, right? Different things on daily basis. We have a lot of young audience in addition to today's seasoned professionals as well. What to share with our audience? Do you have any lessons learned that you can share with our listeners?
A lesson for me that I've learned is just that there's a place for everyone and for every interest that you have. When I first became a teacher, there weren't a lot of teaching jobs. It was very tight. People would get excess, and a lot of people warned me, "Oh, don't be going to teaching. Don't do that." And it's especially business teachers that now business is booming, and everyone, kids are taking business. There's a lot of openings for business teachers, but that wasn't the case. But I always knew that if I stuck with what I was interested in and what I was passionate about, that it would work out. And I try to do the same thing for my students. They'll come in and they'll say, "Oh, I'm interested in this career, but someone told me I shouldn't do this, and or I shouldn't major in this." And it's like, no, there's a place for everyone. I mean, if you want to make more money, maybe you could do this with that interest, or you could do that, or you could start it online, or you could start a business. So I kind of direct them into, don't give up on what you're passionate about, because not everyone is in agreement with it. There's a place, and there's a place for everyone to do what they love.
I think for me, it's more of like, you always have to have integrity to do the right thing, even if it's the hard thing. And that, I think, is something that I always try to stress with students, especially, when they're going out for interviews or they're on their first job. You have to do the right thing, follow through, send that thank you email, show up at the time you were supposed to do. So I'd say do the right thing, and it will build your character as you go.
Yes. Well, before we end our session, our episode, do you have any final career advice for the next generation, for them to prepare themselves for their career path?
Let's say career exploration.
Yeah.
Explore, see what's out there. If your school has a career exploration class, take it. Try to job shadow, try to do internships, try to just learn more about industries that you're interested in, and that will show you what you like, and it'll also show you what you don't like. So I would say just career exploration as much as you can.
Yeah, something similar from my end too. They always say, like, with opportunity, like, come from a place of yes. So take advantage of things that are out there. Ask questions to find out what is out there, and don't be afraid to take chances to try it. Try something, you don't like it, that's okay. You try the next thing, but you just don't know until you push yourself to do those things.
Well, it's hard to believe. Time really passed very quickly. It was a pleasure, actually. Thank you so much for being with us, Alison, Michelle. Thank you for sharing your insights, and thank you for your service for our communities and for the next generation. I appreciate it.
Thanks so
Thank you
much,
for having
Kevin.
us.
Thanks for the
Thank
support.
you.
My pleasure. Thank you very much. Have a great weekend.
You too.
Thank you. Well, to our audience and our listeners, thank you very much for being with us, and thank you for your support on YouTube. If you haven't done so, please go to our YouTube channel and subscribe to our channel, American Business Podcast ABP channel. Also, if you have any ideas, if you'd like to be a guest speaker in our podcast sessions, please send us an email, americanbusinesspodcast at gmail.com. Also, if you have any questions about our podcast, if you like to see, what is coming in terms of our schedule, you can also visit our website, americanpodcast.tv. There you can see the schedule, coming schedule. So that's gonna be also that's also available on our podcast. And one final note before we end our episode. We have great discussions in our podcast, and we have also great guests, and we keep it informative. We like to also keep it as actionable as possible. That is why we created the Connectional America online business networking events. And the first networking activity is scheduled for May 23rd. It is coming up. If you go to our website, americanpodcast.tv, you'll see the registration link there, a button. You can click and register. You can join us. We have listeners from all over the world. We are big in Europe. We are big in Asia. We are big in North America, United States. So that's a great opportunity for our business community to connect with each other. So I like to invite you to the Connectional America online business networking event. Please go to our website and register. And this is the first one. We like to do it monthly basis, so we can keep connect with each other and meet with each other and create meaningful business relationships and connections. That's the goal in these online networking event. You can introduce yourself, your product, your company, and you can meet with other business professionals as well. That is our goal. I'd like to thank you for your time and thank you for your interest. Looking forward to seeing you at our coming American Business Podcast episode. Thank you very much and have a nice day.
Do you want to grow your business? We help you grow your business. Today, we are excited to invite you to the Connectional America exclusive business networking event, powered by the fast-growing, popular podcast, the American Business Podcast for the Next Generation ABP. This exclusive business networking event is an online event. You can connect online anywhere in the world. Join us. Meet with business professionals, executives, and leaders. Introduce yourself, your company, your products, and your services to other businesses. Make meaningful business connections, expand your professional network, and grow your business. This exclusive business networking event will be moderated by the founder and host of the American Business Podcast, Kevin Devecioglu. Limited seating. Register today. Visit www.americanpodcast.tv to register today. Registration link is listed in description as well. Attendee contact list will be shared. We help you grow your business. Hope to see you there. Register today.
Support for the American Business Podcast, ABP, comes from Apprenticeship Connections and Consulting Corp. We walk you through the benefits and value of this internal training model. Streamline the entire process while making it stress-free. Assist with the design and administration of programs. Ensure compliance with regulations and manage audit procedures. Act as liaison between your business and the Department of Labor. Assist with applying for all grants and funding opportunities to minimize out-of-pocket expense. Assist with recruiting efforts to get results quickly. Contact us today and let us help you create your apprenticeship program at your business. Support for the American Business Podcast for the Next Generation ABP comes from the Marvelous CRM Software. The Marvelous CRM Software is an AI-powered marketing and business development software. It is for small and mid-sized companies. You can manage your prospects, customers, contacts. You can manage your sales pipelines to increase revenue. You can send unlimited emails. You can also manage and schedule your social media accounts. Moreover, the Marvelous CRM software helps you design your company websites, online stores, and event registration websites on the same platform. The Marvelous CRM software brings you a customer portal for you to manage your customers and members. The Marvelous CRM software is modern, easy to use, secure, and affordable. Subscribe today and close more deals. Support for the American Business Podcast for the Next Generation ABP comes from One World Supply Chain Consulting Company. In today's dynamic and fast-paced global economy, a seamless supply chain is the backbone of any thriving business. At One World Supply Chain Consulting, we bring real-world experience to the table, understanding the vital role that efficient supply chain and logistics management play in driving growth and profitability. As your trusted partner, we provide comprehensive supply chain and logistics consulting solutions designed to optimize operations, streamline processes to enhance productivity and reduce inefficiencies, drive efficiency, implement strategies that maximize resource utilization and performance, achieve sustainable growth, foster long-term success with environmentally and socially responsible practices, reduce costs, identify cost-saving opportunities without compromising quality or service. Real-world results. Our team of experienced professionals brings deep industry expertise and a proven track record of delivering results. We work closely with you to understand your unique challenges and goals, developing customized strategies and solutions that align with your business objectives. Whether you're looking to streamline your supply chain, improve inventory management, optimize transportation networks, or implement cutting-edge technologies, we have the knowledge and experience to help you succeed. For more information, visit www.oneworldsc.com. This is the American Business Podcast for the Next Generation, ABP, with Kevin Devecioglu. ABP is a popular business podcast with thousands of subscribers on YouTube. The American Business Podcast community is growing fast. Thank you for your support. Subscribe ABP's YouTube channel today. The American Business Podcast is coming to you from the center of the global business world, New York City. With new educational business content is coming to you every week. Visit the official website for more information and corporate sponsorship opportunities at www.americanpodcast.tv today. To be a guest at the American Business Podcast, email us at americanbusinesspodcast@gmail.com.